Okay, so what is the status of everyone? I guess Atik just messaged me. Uh, okay, that's 47 new messages from different chats. Okay, now, yeah, I guess Atik I saw somewhere. Yeah, Atik has a new pull request. Okay, yeah, using CSS Flexbox using instead of using Bootstrap. Fine, chalo.
Sir, that's mine.
Yeah, no, this is Naveen's, not Atik.
Yes, sir.
I guess Atik was the so. What did you change over here? I guess.
You asked initially
Okay.
to make using CSS, na sir? That card section, college finder section. Initially, you asked using CSS, but I did with Bootstrap.
Okay. Okay.
Now I have changed it.
Hmm, I guess I can approve this. It does look fine. Hmm, okay. I can approve of this. Chalo. So let's just submit this. And yeah, we can obviously merge our pull request. Okay. Chalo. And what was the other one? So Arsalan, I don't have any update from your side over here. Please do that as well because there's only just one commit, right? And yeah, I guess this one also what I wanted you to do. Yeah, from HTML you need to switch it to EJS, right? So please do that. You have not done that yet.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah.
Sir, I couldn't do it in EJS, sir. I didn't understood how to do it. I was trying, like, I tried it for 1 hour and but couldn't.
Well, the first thing that you have to do is remove this HTML tag. So the top and bottom HTML tag will go away. Wait, huh? So let me just open it raw. Let's go to code. Okay. So if you move from here now, let me just create a new file for you. Okay. So yeah, let's just save it as not this. Okay, now you see we don't need this tag, right? Okay, and
Yes,
then you have made a header, so we'll keep the header tag and we'll remove this guy as well. And apart from that, you have created the search section as well, no? So
yes,
what we'll do is we will just save it, okay, and then rename it to EJS. Okay, so I guess that should do it. Wait a second now. So uh, we have disturbances at home today, so I'm sorry for that. Okay, so I just got disconnected. I'm sorry. Yeah, so after doing that, now just rename it to EJS. Okay, and then instead of just keeping it over here now, what I will do is let's just control X this. So cut it from there, and I will right
Professional
here.
screen.
Sorry. Yeah,
You're
share
not
screen.
able to.
Got you. Okay, chalo. Now that I have got all of this, mm, okay. So this is the head part, right? Hmm. Let's just go to home and go to new file. So that will be the nav.ejs. Okay, and then in here we can paste it out, and yeah, we can always go to our this page. Well, first thing that I need to do is now, yeah. So Arsalan, that is how you are supposed to do your work. I will first of all reject this for now. Okay. Where is it? Mm, yeah, I guess I have already marked it as invalid. For now, let's just close it. Okay. So I have closed this request. Okay, this footer one. I guess there are some changes. Have you made any new commits, Naman? Yes, I will do by today. Okay. So yeah, please change this. Similarly, you also have to remove this body and HTML and then doc type HTML tag. Okay. Remove this guy. And yeah, you have kept the name to be EJS. All right. Then you will have to use our header only. So your SRC for the header will be same as like this. You will just put in this line. Okay. Now you don't actually have to put in this line because we already have index.ejs. All you have to do is come to this file and then add in one more line and then say whatever the name of your file is over here. So if you say footer.ejs, we will just say
Sir,
footer.ejs. Okay.
sir, how did
Yes.
you open all the files in VS Code?
Oh, I thought you guys knew this. Okay.
Sir, I was trying to fork it because before
Well,
changing the.
you don't have to fork it actually every time. Right now, you see, I just merged one more pull request, right? So the changes are reflected in this main, no? So you see, it is over here. College Finder section made responsive. So there was a change in here. Okay. Now what you have to do is just open up your GitHub. Okay. And then what are the changes that I have done? Okay. So you see, you have to go to the main branch, and for now we will switch branch and bring my changes. But every time you have to discard your changes. Okay. We'll discard this change. Mm, discard this change as well. And where did the other change go? I guess it was over here only, cleaned up the code. Okay, so none is there. Okay, whenever you come back to this now, you see there are 0 files changed now. But if I come back over here, you see it says deleted. Nav.ejs was also deleted. Now this is because all the files that were from main na, they came to me. So now everything that was changed should have come up over here. So I guess even the utils was updated. So even if I come over here now, yesterday there were only like 10 of them, but right now if you try and see, we have like almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are definitely more than 10. All right. Now, the thing is that whenever you are going to do something now, change the branch to main. Okay. Then the code will update over here. It will be fetched with the latest code. All right. And once you do that, uh, then go ahead, create a new branch over here, and then say whatever is over here, and then click on create branch. Okay. Let's say that I have made some change. Okay. and let's just save it. You see there is a change over here, and if I create a new branch and say uh, create branch, it will ask me to leave my changes on main or bring my changes to hello. So if I have to click over here, do not change directly on main. Okay, so once I click switch branch now, it will take me to this branch. Okay, so now I will just delete this branch because we don't want to keep it. Okay, and yeah, let's just discard this change as well. So we have our original code. Okay, there was one more thing that I had to talk about. Someone is uh, yeah, you see Lakhan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have closed this branch. Okay, and the branch is over here. Was it this one? There was a branch. Someone is still pushing to it. So, and that is a closed branch. I guess it was footer initial files. Yes, this branch only. No, not this one as well. There was a branch and someone was pushing to it only every time. No, not this one. There is a branch. I guess I have flagged it or something. Mm, Body part code header. I rejected a pull request because it was from one of the branch which I had already closed. So which branch was it? I don't remember. Initial commits, I guess added functionality. It was one of my mine branch only. So
So actually, you have not closed the branches that you have created initially. They are still
but I
open.
have merged them, right?
You have merged but not like closed them. If
No,
you
no,
have closed them, then
you don't delete your branches, okay? I never do that, at least. I don't know about others. Mm,
but GitHub shows an option to delete after the pull request is successfully made.
you are not supposed to do that. It just gives you an option because it says that okay, the work is done and you can delete this branch, but you should not delete that branch. Okay, where is the Arsalan's one? Yeah, this is the invalid one. Okay, I don't remember any. Sorry, not inside the issues tab. So this is the footer one, right? Why am I moving up over here? Okay, so there was one. I don't really remember which one for now. So was it this one? Yeah, there are two commits over here. So I guess this one, but both of them are by me only. So it is not this one also. Okay, I don't remember now. And for whatever reason did I do this? This should not have closed, right? Lakhan, did I tell you anything about this?
No, sir. You just say I approved your request.
But it says that it's closed from here. Yeah. You see, this is from initial commits. Okay, that is why I closed it. Okay, every time you are making a new branch, don't have something like this. So this initial commits is my branch and it was the very first branch. Okay, and you are still adding code to the same branch. Okay, so if it is coming from initial commits now, I cannot keep it for myself. Okay, yeah, it is over here, it says added my part of page. So if you go over here, I guess you have added something to this part. Okay, so okay, you have
Yes.
done this, it's fine with me, no problem. But the issue is that you are messing with another branch. So let's say that in future I see that okay, the code is breaking now, and then I want to come down to some branch. Okay, and then I see okay, this is the branch that I need, and this is where the code was working perfectly. I can always go to this branch and then get my code back up again, right? So I can go over here and click over here. You see, it gives me the status of the code, and then it also says this branch is 7 commits behind main. Okay, so please do not mess with other branches. Whenever you're doing anything, create a new branch and work with it. Okay,
Okay, sir. Sorry,
yeah,
sir.
no problem. Just fix this issue. You can always get your part of the code. If you come back over here now, you will get everything. I guess this should give you your image as well. No, okay, it says binary file not shown. Fine, I guess you will have to get these images back, or find them from the internet again. So consider that as a punishment, you can say. I cannot say anything for now. But yeah,
Okay,
as a
sir.
review, what I will do is, I have not finished my review of the same. I'll say, hello. So these are the things that I needed to ask you guys to fix. But yeah, you can always keep it over here. Please don't click on delete branch. I don't want you guys to do that. Okay. Whenever we need some another branch that is a proper and working one now, we will be making changes over there. But for now, uh, mm, let's go over here and let's just start the server for now, and let's see how does it look, or if it breaks or anything like that. Hmm. uh so it looks like this only for now. What about the rest? You guys are supposed to do it, yeah. Obviously now you guys have done work, I accept it, but there are issues with your work, so I really can't keep them. Okay, chalo. So yeah, this one you have to fix. Okay, then Arsalan, I guess yours one as well. Okay, what we'll do is we will take Arsalan's. So where is this one header Arsalan? Right, I can fix this. So let's just go to view changes, and then I cannot edit it. So okay, I have to reopen this branch. So unless I can't do that, I guess. Okay, so let's just come back here. Hopefully I can edit it now. Yeah. So there are things that need to be fixed. So I will do it for you, Arslan. Chalo, I will just backspace this guy. We'll keep it like this only for now. So I don't think I should do it like this. Please do it yourself. For now, I don't want to mess around over here because it is asking me to change all these parts. Okay, so I have come to your branch. Sorry, I was worried what happened to my branch now. So let's go back. Chalo. So yeah, current status is just this much. Where is the header, footer? Everything is missing. I guess somebody said that they added this. You only? Well, this is
I did.
definitely not. Sorry.
I did, sir.
Uh, who made that scrolling wala part?
Myself, sir. Naveen.
I have merged it also, right? Oh no, no, not this one. Mm, Arslan fixed this. There is one more correspondent responsive section. Yeah, I did merge this one as well. So what was the problem? Naveen,
Sir,
yeah, this is the scrollable section, scrollable for smaller devices. I did not understand what you tried to do over here because it is
sir,
definitely not scrollable.
you can, sir, like make it 560 in the width, sir.
Width of 560.
Yes, sir.
No.
Now you can scroll in between, sir. You can see there. You have asked
Oh,
me
okay.
to make
So
it
you have,
scrollable for
okay,
smaller
okay.
devices,
I
sir.
understood you, understood you. But I did not want it to scroll like this. I wanted it to scroll left and right. All right, I guess this is fine as well
Sir, you
for
are
now.
looking at very, very extra small devices, sir. For small
No,
devices,
I
the
understood.
width
This
is
is
like
scrolling
560.
up down, right? This is scrolling up down, na?
Yes,
Look,
sir.
this is right, na? So this is how you wanted it to scroll, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's fine. No problem. I just wanted it to scroll from left to right instead of up to down. All right, fine, no problem. This solution also works and it is a bit different as well. So I give you that. Yeah, I guess rest of this, I you said that you will add it while you are creating that functionality. Chalo, so that's fine for now. Uh, I guess I have to show you guys other stuff as well, na? So for now, let's just close all this stuff. And today we are supposed to go ahead and work with MongoDB. Chalo. So for now, I guess mm, yeah. So the first thing that you need to do is go to MongoDB. All right. Let me just start recording for you all. So now that it has started recording. Okay. So once you go to mongodb.com now, we are going to sign in. But for you guys, if you have not created an account yet, please go to try free and then create your account. Okay. Else you guys can just sign it. For me, I will be signing for now. So I'm just signing in with Google. I have created mine one with Google. And yeah, this is the one account that we'll be using. Okay. So you guys understood how to switch to the new code na? Like if I have created new merges or pull requests and then you are working with it, you understood now what we do. We go to the main branch, then we check if the code has come to us or not. And once we get that code na, you guys can start working with it directly. Okay. And then once you are done, you can always create a new branch and all that stuff. Okay. Wow, they have a new way of doing stuff. Chalo, so let me just terminate this y. So cluster name is Node.js, and let's just terminate it for now. Okay, we'll have to wait till this deletes. Okay, so we'll go ahead, and what we'll do is till then get back to our project. So yeah. Okay, so yesterday I guess we stopped working somewhere and we have an update. Nice. Nice. They are also working on some responsive stuff. We can get rid of this file for now. Given that we are already making stuff complex, so let's just forget this guy. And yeah, so let's just hit Control J. We will be needing a package, so we'll say npm I mongoose. Okay, so this is a package for MongoDB, uh, and what it does is we'll go to Google and go to mongoose. Mm, okay, so this is mongoose JS. Where is my npm? Yep. Chalo. So this is like your you can obviously connect to your MongoDB. We have another package as well, so we'll say npm. Okay. Yeah. So this is the official one that you guys can use, but you see, it does not allow you to do many things, and the issue with that is that what can I say now? It is first of all hard to use, okay, and then it does not manage a lots of things for you. And you see, every time you connect to it, you have to give your MongoDB entire URL, and then along with that you have to figure out your database and all that stuff. And then if there is no database, it will throw an error or do many things for you. But yeah, it is far more complicated than Mongoose. Mongoose is just, it just makes it easy, so that is why I go with Mongoose. And the bigger and better part of having Mongoose is that we get to create a schema. Now I will explain you what is a schema in future, like this lecture only, but for now let's just hold it. And once we are done installing this now, we have to go to index.js. And let me just we won't have these blocks for a long time, so we won't be keeping that inside a utis.js folder like we did previously. But yeah, what we can do now is we can go ahead and connect to the MongoDB database. Okay, so the first thing that you need to say is const mongoose equals to the require mongoose. So that is how you import it. And then yeah, you need to get this guy as well. So we won't be using await for now. So this is an asynchronous function. But instead of doing stuff with this, what we'll do is we will say mongoose.connect. Okay, and then we will use promises and the then function to do our work. So this takes time. Okay, uh, but you see, JavaScript is a single threaded language, but and is not asynchronous. To demonstrate this, what I will do is I will create a new file, save it as async.js. Okay, and I will show you the asynchronous nature of JavaScript. Chalo. So I will say console log hello first line. Okay, now we can also console log something. We will say hello last line. Okay, chalo. And then we'll keep a function that takes time to resolve. Okay, so we'll say set timeout. All right, so set timeout, and then over here we will say console log this is after a few seconds. All right, and then over here in timeout we will say the amount in milliseconds. So if I say 1000 milliseconds, it will log it out after the second. So just to keep it easy on our eyes and allow us to see properly, what I'll do is I'll just save it. Okay, now what I can do over here is, first of all, clear screen. Okay, now I can run node async dot js. Okay, now you see it says hello first line and then it says hello last line, and after that this was console dot logged out. So what happens is JavaScript understands that there are functions that they will take time. So what I will do is, let's just head over to paint, and now I will be able to show it to you how stuff work over here. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we'll first of all create some is my mouse pointer. Okay, I found it. So uh, let's say this is your execution of program. Okay, and then inside over here you have many steps that are going to take place. Okay, and then there are many functions as well. So yeah, now your program flow looks something like this. So now you will have your a function. Okay, so let's just make this guy bigger. Yeah, now you have a function that is going to call this guy as well as this guy. Okay, so what it will do is, it will execute this function. Okay, then it will go to this function, and then if it completes and is going to be completed immediately, it will go to this function. Okay, but let's say as soon as it called this function, there was one more function that would take time to do. Okay, but there is something that will happen only after this function is complete. So it will run this function and wait for this function to complete, and then this function will be called out. Let's say that there are a few more functions over here. Okay, and this is one function and there is one more function. Okay, now the thing is that they don't rely on this function, those, so they don't rely on this function number 2 anymore. What they need is, but they are supposed to be called after this, but they don't rely on this. So JavaScript knows that this does not need to be called, so that these functions can run. So what it will do is, it will wait for this function. Okay, so even though it will be waiting for this function, all right, so it will wait for this function to complete, but while this is being completed now, it will also run this functions. Okay, and it will also run this function. Okay, so let me just show it inside your this program only. Chalo. So what is happening is, what I explained right now is, let's just go back over here. We will say, let's just go with our old method. So function caller. Okay, so it is a function that is supposed to run as soon as our JavaScript is called. So we'll say caller. Okay, we'll say console log function ran. All right, now we'll create some another function. So we'll say function asynchronous. Now we cannot say async for now. The reason being that it will take time and all that stuff. Sorry, async is a keyword and it cannot be used again as your personal word. So you'll say asynchronous. I know that my spelling may be wrong or something like that, but yeah, we will say that it does not take in anything, but it runs a set timeout. All right, and then what is the, yeah, so you'll say it runs after 3000 seconds, and as well as it says console log, this should be second. Right, now we'll say console log and we'll say this should be first. Chalo. So we'll do one more function in here. We'll say function name will be called later. Okay, and then we'll not we'll just console log depends on the set timeout to be ran. Okay. Now what is happening over here is we have a function that is called as soon as our JavaScript is started. But over here you see we have one more function. We are calling that as an asynchronous function. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll say asynchronous. We'll just run it directly, and inside over here the console log. Okay. We will console log something over here. We will say console log function to run first, and we will say console log something that should run after the async. Okay. Now on saving this and try and run it. Okay, so it goes in here, it says function ran. Okay, so it said function ran. Okay, and then uh, mm, okay, we did not call this guy, right? So we'll say called later. Chalo. So okay, so now I can show it to you properly. So let's just make this smaller. We don't need this big of a stuff, and we can also make this guy small as well. Chalo. Hmm. So yeah, let's go ahead and run it. So now you see it says first thing function. Okay, so it says now function ran. Okay, so the first thing that happened was it ran this function. Then it says this should be first. Okay, so yeah, it went to the hmm. Okay, then it said a function to run first. All right, so it went in properly, and with that it also called this guy. So we went to the asynchronous file, and then over here we were expecting this to be first. No, we knew that this would be second, but looking at the flow of the program now, this should had been first, but it did not happen like that. It said that this should be second. But even before this is being run, it knows that this function has a set timeout, so it is an asynchronous function. So before calling that function, now what it did was it did this. So it says something that should run after the async. Okay, so I by myself am getting confused over here. Yeah, we can call the caller. Okay, so we called that, and then after that it ran the function. So according to our graph, it properly ran the function that was supposed to be asynchronous. Okay, then it called the function. Okay, no, sorry, it called a function that was not asynchronous, right? So it called this function. Okay, and then this function was supposed to call this, which we did not define clearly, but we have this guy as well. Okay, now this guy is being run over here, and then it says this guy, so it says this should be run first. So technically it should be running this guy before running the third function, right? So it did come over here, it said that this should be first. All right, so it came from this should be first. Okay, then it says that dump something that should run after the asynchronous function. So it came back to the caller and is now waiting for the set timeout to complete. Okay, so now it will say that this should be second. So now it says that this is second, and then after this guy has finished calling, it has gone over here, and it has said called later, right? So it says depends on the set timeout to be done. So after 3 seconds, it then we can go ahead and count back again. 1, 2, 3, it then. Okay. So yeah, uh, definitely. I guess this should be understandable how asynchronous functions and all work. Now there are other methods like we have the promise. Okay. Then we also have the then method, and along with that we have the await method, which is the latest and the best method. Promise and then they create a callback hell. I will show you how they look like. So I will say uh, function. All right. Once this is done, I will say dot then, and then I will pass in something over here, and then I will say console log something. All right. Uh, so this is how your dot then works. But as soon as the complexity grows now, we will say dot then again over here, and then we will do something over here, then we'll do this. Okay, so dot then is fixing that problem. Mm, okay, I will get back to you guys on this later on, but for now just remember how asynchronous function work. But you see over here we have this is an asynchronous function and it takes time to complete. Okay, so we what we want to do is we can either await for this guy. Okay, but instead of waiting for the same, why we need to wait is only if our mongodb is connected, then only you want to start your server, right? Unless you don't want to start your server. So what you will do is you will do this, and then we can now say dot then. All right, and then now you can just say over here something like this. So yeah, now whenever we try and run our node.js now, it should say after a few seconds that the server has started. Okay, so what we'll do is we will say uh, npm start. Now we'll have to wait. You see it says starting node index.js. Now it should show an error because there is no MongoDB localhost server running. We need to give our own this over here. Obviously we need to add in a cat statement. So say console log error. Chalo. So now this should save us. Okay, for some or whatever reason it is not working. So let's just stop it over here only. Let's just close this guy. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and first of all create our uh, what will we create? Yeah, we are supposed to create a database. So we'll say we'll come over here and then we'll create a shared database. All right. So we'll create a free one, and then in your free just select whatever cloud provider and region you would like to have, and select the closest one or you will regret because that becomes slow. It does not take time to connect and all. So you guys can always click on Mumbai, so that is the closest one to me, and then everything this will be kept for you. Just change the name of the cluster, so we'll say node.js. All right, and then click on create cluster. Now this should take time. Okay. um, by the time this is being created, give me a second. I have Give me a minute, huh, guys. I have a important message I need to reply. Okay, sorry for the delay. It says your cluster is being created. All right, it will take time. But till then, you see, we created a .env file yesterday. So we'll go ahead and install that over here. We did not install it over here. So we'll say npm install .env. Okay, and then I will keep my secrets over here. So let's just go ahead, create a new file, say .env. All right, and then I will say mongo url. I don't know why people like to call it URI also, but yeah, you guys can keep it as you like. For now, I have not passed it in because my cluster has not yet been created. Okay, so once your cluster is created now, go ahead and click on connect. Okay, and then say click on your application, connect to your application, and then select Node.js, and then driver should be 3.6 or later. And then just copy down this code. All right. I don't remember my password. So yeah, let's just paste it over here, and I guess it should be paste at the rate 123. Mm, yeah, so once you have created this now, we need to import it, right? So how you import your .env file is you need to say require, all right, and then you say require dot env, and then you say dot config. Well, the real method, or you can say the long method, how you do is you say const dot env equals to require, and then in bracket you say dot env. You can now also say dot env dot config, but prefer people prefer to do this. Then they say dot env dot config. All right. Now this allows you a whole lot or bigger control over your .env files. But for now, we will be going with the shortcut method. Okay. So we will add this over here. We will say process dot env dot mongo url. All right. And along with this, we'll also be updating our port. So whenever we are sharing our code now, others don't have to mess around with our port number. Okay, so what we'll do is we will say process dot env dot port. All right, and then we'll say on dollar process dot env dot port. All right. Hello. So hopefully you should not say like this. It is not a string, it is an object, you can say. And let's try this again. Yeah, now we get a proper error and it says authentication failed, right? So definitely my password is wrong. Is it? Try this one. Okay, so we have a wrong password now. But I also don't remember my password. So let's just go to database access. Hopefully they have something for us and edit it. Mm, the password is Rose Pink Dragon. I don't think so. But yeah, we can always try it out. Okay, so it is the username. We'll say test 1123. Okay, now, okay, it was test at the rate 123. Fine, nice. So hopefully, we need to obviously restart our server every time we change our env file. So now it should be working. Okay, still says authentication failed. Okay, let's just go over here, create an automated generated secure password, and we'll go edit password. We'll say test 1123. Why am I saying 1123? 123. Now test added 123, and we can say update user. So yeah, let's try this again. So yeah, now it says server started on 3000. Okay, so this is how you use your then method. We'll be learning about the other methods of mm, now what are the other methods that we had was the other methods were the promise and all that, right? That will take in another entire lecture, but I will share with you guys something or some nice resource where you guys can understand it. Okay, so for now, once you have connected to your database, you want to do something with it, right? You don't want to keep your database just sitting over there. So Mongoose gives you lots of control over your Mongoose databases and files. Okay, so we'll say a new file. Okay, now let's just go back to our databases folder and click on browse collections. We should get a collection. Yeah, you see, we don't have a collection right now. The way that it works is that it says my first database, right? So this will be our database name. For now, what we'll do is uh, let's just go ahead. What's the time? Is it 5? Okay, it's 6 already. Hmm. Okay, what we'll do is we will do this tomorrow. Okay, if it is fine with you guys, we can do it now also. I don't mind. It is a short stuff. I just have to show you the schema and how we will be reading and writing to the database. So, would you like guys like to see it now or tomorrow will be better? It's already past 6, right?
Please upload the video on Drive.
Sorry.
So upload the video on Drive to record it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess yesterday's and today's I will have to do. I am missing
Yes.
what 2 days. But what about now lecture? Okay, I will show it to you tomorrow only. Okay. I would also like to get away from this chair. I have been sitting here the entire day. Naman, okay. Chalo. So if you did you guys understand GitHub? Because that is very crucial because there you guys just right now know about GitHub. In future when you will be working with company na, you will have your Jinx. You will also have your mm, Jenkins is there, and then there is a Jink board or something like that, and then there are many things that I also don't remember right now that we use for our regular data. And then to create a ticket, okay, then there is a bug over here, then I will create a ticket and then that will automatically generate a new pull request inside our GitHub. And there are many things, but for now please go ahead and try and learn GitHub properly. Okay, if you can't do that, you won't be able to collaborate what am I saying, collaborate with others. Okay, so that
Sir,
is how you will. Sorry.
won't you be pushing that blog site into GitHub, sir?
No, because the last two batches, what they did was they edited my very code and they said that they had typed it on their own and then send it to me as their project. So I really don't want you guys to do that at least. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Sir,
guys
I
can watch
uploaded the.
the new fresh one.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, it does not say right now. You created a new pull request, huh?
Yes, sir. Mm,
Which one? This?
no, sir, not this. I created another branch.
But it is not showing up over here. It should be okay. I went back till here. It should show something, right? You see inside pull request there are only two of them.
Yes, sir.
Did you publish your branch, the one that you created?
Yes, sir. I did.
It is not over here. So this container and mark you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you merge it as well?
No, sir.
Then why is it not showing up over here? Mm. Oh, you must have not created a pull request.
Oh, yes, sir. I might know.
Yeah, yeah. You did create a branch. You also published it. Open up GitHub desktop now, and then you should see that there is a pull request. As soon
Yes,
as
sir.
you over here only with this, it says open the repository in an external editor. Now about this only, it will say uh, create a pull request or something like that. Click
Yes,
over
sir.
there, and then I will see about that.
So I clicked. Uh, Done,
Okay,
sir.
I can. You did that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I have
Okay.
it over here.
Okay.
So there are 9 changes to the file. So okay,
Photos.
I told you to remove this now. And why does it say project.html? It should say. And why is the
Sir.
HTML file inside the images folder?
No, sir.
Look, it is there. It says public/images/project.html.
Wait, sir.
Well, this
Sir,
file is same as the other one, the one that you have kept inside EJS. So I can delete this file and it should work fine. Yeah, what are you saying?
Nothing, sir.
can the other can the other guys leave, sir?
Yeah, you or rest of you can leave. Okay, so I will mark them viewed and uh, I have to delete this file as well, right? So I will delete this file. Okay, so I have committed changes to your file and then it should merge automatically. Yep. And then now we can have this. So we'll say hmm, chalo. I can say confirm merge and yeah, please don't delete branches. Okay. Let's just go back to our main branch and it should be over here. Yeah, it is over here. And now if I fetch the origin for myself, yep, let's just go ahead and open in VS Code. Okay, so now it says server started on 3000. Uh, okay, so you have done it, but I guess there is some issue with your this part. The images are not working for me.
Yes, but I uploaded and linked with it, sir.
Yeah, the images are over here. Yeah, you see what happened over here was if I come back to my index.ejs file, you said dot dot public, right? It should not say dot dot public. Uh, let's just now they may work. Okay, why then don't they work? Yeah, they should not also. Yeah, now they work. Okay, so you don't have
Okay,
to
sir.
specify it's the public folder. It all automatically knows that all the static files are kept over here. You only have to specify it once inside your index.js file. Okay, so over here
Okay.
if you see we have done that. Yeah, we said express.static and then we set the
Mhm.
name of the folder, so we have said public. So whenever it finds a dot slash na and
Yes, sir.
it is not rendered from the server, then it knows that it is present inside the static files folder, so
Static.
inside the public folder. Okay,
Okay, sir.
apart from that, I don't think this all is centered. And you see for every other hover, this
Hmm.
height is smaller, this guy's height is bigger, this guy height is also bigger, this is also smaller, this is also smaller, and this one is also I guess almost same as this, but not exactly that much. So you have to fix that as well.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I will
And
do it by today.
yeah, no problem. Well, you guys are learning right now, so I don't mind that much. But what is
Okay.
wrong with the CSS? I guess